Record.
I gotta stop.
So when last we left off, the Fellowship of the Chilly Sad were on a mission for Algrim Stoneshield to exonerate the Glassblade, Mila, who was framed for the murder of Halil Lutan. To this end, you began to investigate an Uttolot conspiracy within the dwarven/elvish city of Uthodurn. You had an audience with the daughter of the king, Istria Talviel, and her bodyguard, Borbor, informed you after the audience of his suspicions of the Tumblecar family. You, you investigated the family, and you learned of a secret meeting in the abandoned city of Urlis between the patriarch of the Tumblecar family and an unknown third party. You made your way to Urlis, braving the dangers of the Flacket Alps, and along the way, slaying your old enemy Hallian when he tried to ambush you in the night. You set up to overhear the meeting and were shocked when four different groups arrived for the parley. The Tumblecar family from Uthodurn, the Uttolot tribe out of Shakespeare's Run, the cult of the Caustic Heart, Dragonborn servants of Tiamat, and the Jezzeraz tribe of orcs that rove the Rhine plains. The leaders of these four groups, Jagoda Uttolot, Tombard Tumblecarve, Ushia, the leader of the Caustic Heart, and Urog, the leader of the Jezzeraz orcs, met in the middle near an old abandoned fountain, an old dried fountain, and discussed their plans for the future. Major Chad, as he was sort of listening in, learned that the cult of the Caustic Heart, led by the Dragonborn Wushia, were the true murderers of Hulutan. You learned that the Tumblecarves were financing their ambitions by selling the Sood, which trade ran through the underground city of Golgathir, and you heard that the Jezzeraz orcs were being hired as mercenaries by Jagoda Uttolot to maintain his power in Shade Creek Run. From there, you met Valkyriel, a green dragonborn who was the brother of Wilfred's old friend Murg, who you learned was the heir of Draconia. Cool. He too was pursuing the cult of the Caustic Heart, and he asked you for assistance in defeating him, which you deferred since you first wanted to bring the Tumblecarves to justice. You found a body of a grudge gang member, and you put it in the bag of holding. And you were making your way back along the shores of the Ivory Lake when you were attacked by Aurelia's brother Diocles and her sister Orphea. They, along with the Sahuagin warlock Heket and the rest of the Zebbles, had come to bring Aurelia back to Akiatham. Aurelia refused to go with them, and Aurelia refused to go with them, and Orphea and the Zebbles attempted to take her by force. Orphea hypnotized most of the party, and you were only saved by Wilfred's clever use of calm emotions. After a brutal and bruising battle in which most of the party went down, Heket was slain by the hand of Aurelia after being knocked unconscious by Carrick's 3 natural 20s. And Orphea and Diocles were driven off, but only just barely. As the fight comes to its conclusion, as you slowly, those of you who are unconscious, rise to consciousness, that is where it begins tonight's session.
Lord.
Well, good thing Hallian got impatient and didn't wait 2 nights.
As there's a warlock's body on the ground, I'm gonna go search the warlock's body, knowing that they might have
All right.
things.
I will also poke around any bodies and just see what I can find.
Okay. Make some investigation checks.
I'm an investigator. I'm very tired and hurt right now. A 7.
A 7. Okay. All right. And what'd you roll?
0.
0.
We're very beat up right now.
Okay. All right. So with his 0, Carrick, you over one of these Sahuagins, and there's just not really much on it. It's sort of been torn to pieces and sort of taken apart.
I try to investigate Diocles' body, and it takes me half an hour to realize he's not there.
But I will say that as you begin to investigate Heket's body, you find 55 gold.
Nice.
Angor?
Angvor, yeah, sorry, Angvor.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Let's say I didn't find anything with a 0.
Nope, you didn't find anything. You just
On the back of your eyelids.
I think I actually left some money on the body.
So you get 55 gold, 73 silver, 29 electrum, and 100 copper.
looks like she had all I found was this couch of money here. It's just mumbling to myself, but no, better than nothing.
Um,
Hey guys.
and then you also find some gloves on her that are sort of like webbed and clawed that you think might be something.
Weird gloves. I'll take these off of her too.
I will look out to the waters and see if I can see where they went to, or
Okay. Make a perception check.
or if
They're not magical gloves. She's just got really bad eczema.
Excellent.
16.
16. Okay, so you stare out into the lake, and you see sort of a dark shape sinking deeper into the lake, far, far away from you guys, and sort of drifting away.
I'm spent. I don't think I can take any sort of mental altercation today.
Nice.
We're all still standing.
Oh,
Am I
barely.
even?
Oh man.
Am I
You're
even
welcome.
conscious? Yeah, oh yeah,
Yes,
we got
yeah.
someone healed us. I got some hit points.
I
So,
will.
what
everyone
time?
does now.
What time is it? It's probably like midday because we were just like halfway.
Yeah,
to
so you guys just left. You guys had spent the night in Earlus, and so you're making your way from Earlus back, and so you're about, you have to cross the river, so you're probably still, only half a day. It's probably like late afternoon, midday.
say I say we stop for a bit and recuperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. I need some time to recover.
I feel like
I
that
wanna
could
rest.
have
I wanna
gone a
hang
lot
out.
worse.
Couldn't have gone much worse.
I mean, we're all here, right?
We're here, but man, we were
Count. Do a head count.
without
I'll go
Wilford,
over
without
to,
Wilford here. I mean, we've all
I'll just walk over to Aurelia and just say, "Are you doing okay?"
She's sort of sitting there on the ground. She's got her arms. She's in like the other position where she got her arms around her neck, her knees, sort of sitting there. And because she was just knocked unconscious as well. She just doesn't respond to you.
You doing okay?
Ik hoor knock.
Okay.
I'll walk over
Second.
to hear Karen trying to ask, and I'll just ask her, and just to make sure that Carrick understands that she's gonna understand. How are you? I know that's a lot to deal with there, Aurelia. How are you doing?
I've had much better days. Thank you,
I didn't know
you
that
and your friends, for
they were gonna be able to come back.
protecting me.
Absolutely. We were not gonna sell you to her, let you leave without a fight.
As strong as Orphea was,
I'm sorry.
Achiathan is
It was.
that much stronger.
Why do they want you so bad still? I still don't. It's. Why do they need you back in their kingdom, in your kingdom, in their kingdom?
It's a power play.
Maybe it's maybe it's a hostage thing. I don't know. I am their sister after all.
Yeah.
Blood is thicker than water.
Yes. Family isn't necessarily by blood. It's the people who are there for you to protect you.
The real chili sad is the friends we made along the way.
There you go.
See, you earned it.
You're part of the group. But really, I'm glad you stuck with us this far. I mean, I am sorry for all the trouble we've put you through and all the danger that you've been through, but you've been a great help. And it's been an honor to be around you and
Thanks.
serve with you and to be here in this group together.
Thanks. Thank you guys so much for providing me an alternative to
Yeah.
that.
I think it's
Protects
provided
me.
a lot of us an alternative. Yeah. Well, let's maybe take a little bit of a rest here, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
While that touching scene's happening, Dursing is going up to the body of the bigger one. And remembering kind of that, like, we carried Diarchy's body with us for
Yeah.
days.
yeah.
And I'm just going to like preemptively grab a big handful of lavender and just shove it in the mouth of the body.
All right.
Like in the background while this is all happening.
So like a flower girl at a wedding. Gerthang prances around, tossing lavender onto the bodies.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, we could go for a rest.
Yeah.
Short
Get
rest.
off for a little bit.
I still got a bunch of this meat I took from the aviary or the Aarakocra.
So I have a few potatoes, I think.
And some I still have a bunch of still 10 good berries as well.
Those don't last.
They only last 24 hours.
No, well, I guess I don't then.
At this moment, ARS is like, man, what I wouldn't give for a good berry.
Oh, sorry, Aris. I caught it like 2 weeks ago. I had them. I got some of this dried meat though.
Well, that's okay, Angvor. The dried meat is good enough. Take some, nods on it politely, and then while you're not looking, does a sleight of hand and drops it.
What?
I mean, he probably. I'll roll a sleight of hand check for him.
I'm gonna help investigate that as well. I'm gonna see if I can perceive that.
Ooh, it's only a 5 on the die.
Definitely. It's a set 9.
9,
Perception.
a 7. Yeah, he probably succeeded.
Oh yeah.
Let me just pull up the stats. Yeah. Yeah, he rolled a 12.
Yep.
So.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it there, ARs.
Yeah, thanks. So good.
I'll start a small campfire and try to start heating up some water.
Okay.
So we can, I like to clean myself. Or some of these wounds.
Get some strips of fabric.
I'm gonna take a short rest.
Pull off the side.
Take some of our hit dice.
Yeah. Hit dice. Feud.
And during the short rest, I'm gonna investigate these webbed gloves.
All right. Make an Arcana check with advantage, I think is what I said.
Yeah, I have whatever it is. Yes. 19.
19. All right. 1 second.
Yep.
All right. So these gloves are they're gloves of swimming and climbing. While wearing these gloves, swimming and climbing and swimming don't cost you extra movement. You gain a +5 to strength checks, athletics checks made to climb or swim.
Nice.
I think that's okay.
Oh, that's a 1.
Nasty. So should we keep our trekking on, keep our ear to the ground, kind of listen for things as we go?
I mean,
So we don't get hit again,
keep our eyes open. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
and then make full camp at night.
Yeah. I mean, I think we will make it a little bit of ways and camp again. Set up a real camp maybe later here.
Nice. Sorry.
Gareth, lead the way.
Gareth sort of stands up awkwardly, sort of cracks his back, and begins to lead you guys in the direction in which you came. You guys head on, and it's starting to get the sun is starting to set. You start to see the sky start to turn colors, particularly this close to the Flathead Alps. The sunset's kind of come earlier. That's to the west. And so it's probably not. It's probably like 4, but it's already starting to get dark. And as you guys do, you guys see a body lying on the ground, sort of in your general direction. Gareth sort of notices
On the path, or like a little bit off the path?
on the path, more or less. I mean, very close to the path.
Like, does it look humanoid, dwarvish, elvish, orcish?
Make a perception check.
How far past the lake are we at this point now?
All right.
Or are we past
17.
the lake?
All right, perception check first. What?
17.
17. It's an orc. You can tell it's an orc.
Does it look like one of the Jezera's orcs?
You roll a 17?
Yeah.
No, it's not. You don't think it's a Jezera's orc. You think it looks more like the orcs of Barovkra. What were you asking for?
Just I don't know where we're at compared to that lake. I know it's a
Okay.
big lake, but I don't know how far we've gotten.
You guys have started to so the path hugs the lake relatively closely for a while.
Yeah,
But you guys are starting to get a little bit farther away from the lake. It's still to the east of you. It's still there. But it's not like you're not right on the shore like you were when you first left Earlus.
Yeah.
Does the body look like battle damage? Does it look hurt, wounded? Can I tell from
It looks like there are a lot of gashes on it. You look like sort of like you sort of like went through some combat of some kind.
pretty severe?
You're gonna probably need to get closer to know exactly how severe it is.
How far away is it?
Check it out.
It's probably you guys first see it. It's probably about 200 feet away. It's not moving.
Looking around, and I'll call to Angmor. See anything else see anything in the trees? See anything else moving? And I'll look to see if I see anything, and hopefully, he'll look as
I'll
well.
send Major Chad out in that direction to fly around a
Okay.
little bit towards the body, see if there's anything else moving out there.
Okay. So you make a perception check with nature
Major
chat.
Chad rolled a 16 perception.
Okay, so you rolled a 16 in perception. Okay. So as you guys sort of fly out, this area, it's sort of like once you get down from the mountains, it's relatively sort of flat, sparse, and then it goes up to the foothills pretty steeply. You guys don't really see anything else around. Just don't see any other humanoid figures. Doesn't really seem to be a place for people to hide. It looks sort of like somebody was either robbed on the highway or ran in with some something like that.
Doesn't look like there's anything else around there, Gary. I mean, Major Chad doesn't seem like there's anywhere else for anybody to hide. I mean, seems like this is just maybe a straggler or somebody who got left behind and kind of got ambushed or something. I'd say we should check him out. And
Yeah, I'll take point and just with my great sword in my hand,
Okay.
just kind of very carefully, not inch by inch, but slowly moving forward, keeping an eye out beside me, and keeping an eye on it to make sure it's not moving as well.
Okay.
As he starts moving up, I'll give him guidance.
All right.
So I'll get up to the body and
So you guys move forward slowly and steadily, cautiously.
And
Why
I
is-
check for tracks. Tracks.
Tracks. I'll make a perception check. Sorry, I heard traps.
I just want to see if there's anything fresh. 15.
15. All right, so 15. there were you see this is along the route that the Jezera's orcs took, right? So you see this sort of like this all these heavy footfalls of orcish feet. A lot of them are barefoot. So you see a lot of orcish footprints, all mingled together, all different sizes, all children, both genders.
Probably a day old or so.
Yeah. So as you slowly approach the body, it's sort of like groans.
He's not dead
Oh.
yet.
I will get within about 5 feet of him and say, with my sword held out at the ready, let's see, you there? What happened?
Help me. Help me.
Walk over.
I have a healing potion. I'll give him a healing potion.
All right.
Absolutely not.
All right. So you give me roll some healing damage.
What is a single healing, regular potion of healing?
I believe
Is it
it's 2d4 plus
2d4 plus 2.
2, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's plus however many die you roll.
Good. Go, perfect. Minimum healing.
4 points. All right.
Maybe you can't take him back down. So.
All right.
Not too much.
So as you sort of pour this, you sort of splash it around his lips, and you see the color sort of come back to his face. Thank you very much.
I'll offer a hand.
He sort of stands up.
Stand up.
Who are you, kind folks?
Travelers, adventurers. What happened to you?
My name is Alrog.
Balrog?
Balrog. No, Alrog.
Balrog.
Alrog.
What? You're a Balrog.
Yeah, Balrog isn't quite as scary as I had heard.
Fly, you fools! Sort of stands. Thank you.
What brings a solo traveler this far out?
I was bringing a shipment of Jorhide from Baroftkra to Uthodurn. I'm an orc of Baroftkra.
What happened?
Yeah, the Jezera's orcs, more than I'd ever seen before in my life. They were all there all of a sudden, all around me, and just they're horrible. They're terrible.
They just jumped you?
Yeah, I mean, there's nowhere to hide here. I was caught on I was, going as fast as I could, but they caught me. Yeah.
Where were these Jezera coming from? And do you know where they were headed?
They're north. I don't know where they're headed. Probably to the south. Probably. I mean, they do have a city down there.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you so much for your health potion.
certainly, we're headed.
What's your name?
Uthodurn. Carrick.
Carrick. Thank you so much.
We're headed to Uthodurn. If you want to stick with us.
Okay.
For safety in numbers.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Let me see if my cart is anywhere around here.
I'll start looking for a card.
All right, make a perception check.
Somebody in our party needed your guy, didn't they?
16.
16. All right, so you see an overturned cart that's been hacked to pieces. The stuff has been sort of like torn apart. It's still somewhat intact, but like the cart itself is not functional. It's missing both its wheels and it's been hewn at.
I think I found your card, but I don't think you're able to take it.
Oh man.
Might be able to salvage a few items, but
Yeah.
Look through and see if there's anything you want to take.
Yeah. So he starts going over there and going through his stuff, pulling it out,
I'll
trying to
give him
carry
a
some.
hand if he needs.
So as he started going through it, just looking at it, and there's sort of like this, it's really this blackish sort of somewhat metallic, somewhat chitinous material that he has quite a bit of, and he sort of looks over and he's like, man, do you guys have any use for this? My cart doesn't work and I can't carry this. Might as well
it's a
give it.
black.
What is it?
Jordan.
Yeah, it's your hide.
Matter of fact, I do need some to repair this armor.
Here you go. Take as much as you want.
As much as we want.
I mean, my cart's demolished.
How much do you have here?
He sort of gestures towards it. You can see, he's got a fair amount of Jorhide. I don't know what sorts of, probably like, 60 pounds worth of Jorhide. A lot, quite a bit, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I wrote down how much I needed.
If we could put this in a pack or something like, or on my back, I could carry it all the way out.
Yeah, I would hate for you to hate for all this to go to waste. I think we'd be happy to help you carry it, or I would at least.
Help yourselves.
We can,
Stuff
well,
some
be
into
happy
this
to carry
bag.
it for you so you can sell it in Uthodurn.
I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah.
If you let Carrick here go away with what he needs, I can carry all of it.
That'd be fantastic.
So I'll put the 60 pounds in my bag of holding.
So you have a person in there as well.
I don't have much else other than that. It carries 500 pounds.
Okay, yeah, then you're fine.
And I could carry it if I had to.
Okay, yeah, it'll fit in the bag of holding. No.
Whoa.
I probably have about 250 pounds in there right now.
Yeah. I know the limit on the bag of holding, so.
Yeah, 500 is what I think it says.
Very
All
nice.
right, got
There's
it.
a volume.
Convenient. All right, let's
Where were you headed?
Uthodurn. Every couple of months, I take shipment of Jorhide from Rofkar to Uthodurn. They pay top price for Jorhide.
well let's get you there. Same place
Might be
we're
able to get a
going.
new cart when you're there.
That'd be fantastic.
8x8x1. Yeah.
Shall we keep on going?
Yeah.
Right. So with your new companion Aurog, you guys begin to make your way up, and you guys are sort of able to reach sort of the beginning of the foothills by the time night falls. You guys set up camp.
I'll take first watch.
All right.
All right. I'll take a second.
ARS will take some watches as well, as will Gareth if you guys want him to.
Sounds good. I mean, I think we're all need to rest.
All right.
Everyone. Gareth did. Yeah, he's fine.
I'll in my watch I'll keep an eye out in case I see any game that I could hunt.
Okay. Yeah. Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
All right. So you see some bison, sort of down,
Again?
sort of
Nice.
grazing down in there, and it's sort of like a lone, sort of big bison grazing on the edge of the eye, down a little bit ways away from you on the edge of the Ivory Lake. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for.
But how far away?
150, 200 feet away.
When I see it, I will gently rouse Gareth.
All right, Gareth will slowly wake up. Oh, yeah. Oh, ow.
Hey,
Yeah. Hey.
mind helping me? No, it's in the middle of the night, but mind helping me hunt this bison?
Um. Sure. Yeah.
Probably get some good meat. Maybe sell some of it.
All right. See you guys. So yeah.
I of course don't have armor on.
Okay. So make a stealth check for me, please.
With that bison
I
runs.
try to get within 80 feet.
Not fight.
Not great, but could have been worse. 11.
All right. Gareth rolled a 19. 1 second. Okay. See what you roll?
11.
11. So you sort of like trip a little bit and catch yourself, and the bison he sort of looks up for a moment. He goes back down to grazing.
I'll look over at Gareth with a nod,
Mm-hmm.
ready my crossbow.
All right. He pulls back his longbow.
And fire.
All right. He rolled a 13.
I got a 19 to hit.
19 hits. That's just 13.
D8 plus 2.
Oregon Trail.
He had 11 points of damage.
7.
7. All right. So the bison gets hit by a couple bows, and it sort of like sort of like begins to sort of look up and begins to try and move away. Gareth will take another attack because he can do 2 attacks. That also hits. And that is another 11 points of damage. So as the bison sort of gets hit by these 2 bolts, begins to sort of gallop away. Gareth pulls back his bow. Let's fly. It sort of strikes the bison, and then it sort of drops to the ground.
Nice. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Now we gotta harvest the bison meat. Oh man. It's late, man. Okay. All right.
I think we could just, I guess we can't really. Yeah, I'll do what I can. Unless you want to stay up and help.
Stay up and help.
All right.
All right. So you guys spend a while harvesting the bison meat. It'll probably take you several hours.
I think after my turn, I'll help as well.
All right. So Wilfred, you wake up and you're like, oh snaps. I think I missed my watch. And you don't see Carrick anywhere. So look around.
I rolled a 16 for perception, by the way.
Wait, you rolled a 16 for perception way back when, all right? Or just now?
Just now.
All right, so you sort of get up and you're like, sort of stand up and you see like these 2 people sort of down there, sort of like doing something. One of them is holding sort of this glowing sword. And you're like, that's probably something they can see. It's probably Carrick.
I will come over as well. I was gonna jump in for swapping you for watch, but I can help if you want.
Yeah, sure. This took longer than I thought it would.
Right. So as the 3 of you harvest the bison, as it comes to the end of Wilfred's watch, I will say that you have sort of dressed the bison. You have the meat ready to cook, so you can cook it when you would like. Aris wakes up right as you guys finish. He comes out of his trance, fully rested. Hey guys.
We're gonna be sleeping in.
Yeah. Wait, what? Why?
Shot a bison.
Got some food.
Nice,
Good
Carrick. That's nice. Well done.
Get tired of rations after a while.
Yeah. Okay.
I was
Yeah.
on potatoes anyways.
Well, I'm gonna. So he starts like to cut up the bison meat and sort of like lay it over the fire and begins to cook it.
Everyone knows you harvest potatoes from a bison.
I just found one like right here.
Okay. So Gareth, like after you guys are finished, he just passes out, sort of lays down, completely asleep. So the rest of the party, so Aurelia, Alrog, Gerthing, Angvor, you guys wake up and Wilfred and Carrick and Gareth are still sort of passed out. Aris is there, sort of like cooking bison meat.
Huh.
Wow, Aris, you caught the bison all by yourself.
And skinned it and just it.
Normally, I'm the last one out.
You guys begin to pack up camp. After a couple more hours, so a couple hours in the morning, Wilfred and Carrick and Gareth sort of wake up.
Worth.
Oh, I'm feeling a lot better. Just to let you know, DM, I swapped to the Brooch of Shielding.
Okay, watch that.
I dropped my bracers of archery.
Okay. All right, so can I have some perception checks on this day of travel?
Sure.
11.
11, okay. Really rolled natural 1. Oh, and so did Aris.
Great. You don't see everything.
But Gareth rolled a natural 20, so
Nice.
NPCs, you the real MVP.
all right, so what did you guys roll?
7.
7?
8.
All right. 8.
I'm in the 13 for Major Chad.
13 for Major Chad. Okay.
I'm still exhausted.
We won't get into any fights because we just won't see it.
Yeah.
We'll be whipping over. We'll just like keep walking.
Curious what you rolled, but can you say it again? I forgot.
Me?
Yeah.
11.
11. Okay. All right. So you guys sort of walk by. Gareth sort of stops and he looks over there and he starts indicating, but none of the rest of you see anything.
I don't see anything good. Arrows.
So Aris and Aurelia are just sort of like heads down, just trudging ahead. And Gareth is sort of like, hey,
Hey, Gareth.
Yeah.
pointing at something.
What do you see, boy? Did little Timmy fall in the well?
I swear I saw a centaur down there.
Centaur.
Yeah, I've never seen one before, but I swear I saw a centaur.
Well, they're not as great.
They're very uptight.
They're all very mean.
We saw a few of those a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, on the other side of Uthodurn. Had a bit of a scuffle. I think they ended up getting chased away by a giant ice lizard. It's a real strange day.
All right, let's just keep going. So you guys make your way up. Sort of, and so I believe I said it was a 2-day journey from Erlis to Uthodurn.
About, you said roughly 2.5 or something.
Yeah, so you guys sort of make your way up, and you on this route, you guys are basically getting to get. If you guys it becomes dark, you guys know because you come through this area, and also if you ask Gareth, you guys are sorry. If you push into the night, you'll be able to make it to Uthodurn. A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we should just probably push through this day. Make sure we just get back to the city.
All right, so you guys get into the city. The guards, with Gareth there as a ranger, you guys sort of are able to. So you guys come in, and you guys are able to rent rooms if you want, if you wish.
Honestly, I think it'd be a good idea to see if we can talk to Ellis tonight.
Yeah, but he's probably about to fall asleep right now.
Yeah, it's like 12 o'clock at or 11 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, let's find some rooms and see if we can contact them first thing in the morning.
Well, I imagine, I don't know, I imagine we'd have to settle accounts with the Rangers as soon as we get back,
Yeah.
regardless of the time of day.
Yeah, so you guys show up and and there's sort of like that large sort of peaked A-frame roof that goes towards the house. Sort of Gareth's like, well, it's time for me to say my goodbyes. Thank you for almost getting me killed a bunch of times, and it was an interesting adventure. But
Thanks for guiding us.
sure, I shake
How
each of your
much,
hands.
How much do we owe you?
So it was what, 4 days?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it was about. I'll say it was 15 gold a day.
Yep, that's what you said.
Mhm.
I'll pitch in 15.
10 a day.
I got 15
Make it-
here.
ARS will pitch in 15. So
15 more.
And I'll ask whoever looks like they're, in charge this time of night. Has Jalen gotten back?
not yet. We're expecting him tomorrow.
All right. Good deal. And I'll glance around briefly and see if I see that woman that I recognized.
Yep, make a perception check.
11.
11. You glance around. It's relatively sparsely populated because it's late at night. Don't see her.
All right. We good? We got this bill covered.
Yeah.
Gonna take some of this bison meat you helped me hunt.
Sure. She takes some of the bison meat.
Take
Says-
what you want. You earned it.
Yeah, that was a man. Dragon demons, vampires, that was intense. That was
This was super secret. And if we fear that you tell anyone, I don't laugh.
How much meat did we actually collect?
Let's see, gosh, probably like you guys probably got like a total of maybe like, I'll say like 25 pounds. I mean, it was decently sized, so.
Yeah.
So you'll
Not
take.
exactly experts in butchery.
Right. Yeah. So I mean that I mean they are like big animals, but a lot of that's bone, right? And then you guys aren't experts in butchery, so you guys lost a fair amount with the entrails. But Gareth and Carrick, you would both know. So yeah, he'll take maybe like 5 to 7 pounds for that from you.
We got 15 or so left after
Yep.
breakfast.
Yep. So you guys head in.
The broken stool.
Yep. Alrog pays for his own room.
Should we, does anyone else think it's worth trying to talk to Elif tonight?
I can send him let him know that we returned.
Isn't that a shame?
Yes.
Yeah, Elif. Yeah,
sorry,
that's
no,
our
sorry,
sister.
sir.
I was thinking of the king.
Yeah.
As you guys,
Yes, I can let Elif know that we returned.
Yeah, I suppose that's at least something, yeah.
as you guys are having this discussion, Wilfred, you hear Morgana's voice in your head. She says, "W, are you back? Are you back in Uthodurn? Can we meet tomorrow? Many updates. A lot has changed in Golgothir." M.
We just returned. We have to meet with Elif first, but can meet after that.
14.
Yeah. I will let you know when we can meet.
All right.
Love you.
She doesn't respond, but
Also, that's 2.
And I can I can let Ellis know that we would like to talk with her first thing if possible.
Okay, so how are you doing that?
Sending.
Okay, all right. What are you sending her?
I'm sending. Ellis, this is Will with the Chili Sad Fellowship. We have returned and request a meeting tomorrow as soon as possible. That's it.
She responds, welcome back, Chili Sad. Cyrano was worried. You didn't tell him where you went. We can meet first thing tomorrow. She sort of that's all she says.
We can meet in the morning.
So
She knows.
we telling everything, or we?
I mean, I think we should, she seemed more,
She seems
Also, just for the record,
seen.
just for the record, it's just the six of you. Alrog has gotten his own room. He's not there, so it's just the four of you, Aris and Aurelia.
gotcha.
In the same inn.
The same inn in the broken stool.
Cool. So it's not like he went off somewhere totally different. Be able to find him in the morning. Cool.
And we have a new NPC to travel around with.
You got rid of Gareth, but you replaced him with Alrog.
We're booting him as soon as he gets his stuff back.
So we just need to what? Wait till morning, go talk to
Ella,
Ellis about
just, I think we should
everything.
just,
Do we reveal everything we know?
Do we try to hold some cards, but
I mean, the biggest card we have is this body I'm carrying that you were potentially able to commune with in front of the king.
Well, if he knows anything.
He was there.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're privy to all the information that
Well, yeah,
was discussed.
but I mean, the major thing I think is that he gives us at least some credence to our words, but you never know
At
what he's
least,
doing.
could at
So-
least verify, I suppose, that this meeting happened.
Also, I have a question. How are we going to bring this body to the king and tell him, hey, we have this body, and just throw it out? How are we going to?
We're going to explain to him that we were there.
Seems kind of sketchy to just like bring a dead body to a king.
Well,
Well,
isn't it in your bag? I mean, we wouldn't have it with us when we go. We would tell him, hey, we've kind of ease him into it. Say, you know, this is what happened. It's crazy, and here's some proof we've got. Just letting you know it's a dead body.
I mean, we could dress him up, and I'm sure you've got some sort of magic. We could make him look like he's walking in, not
Nope.
dead.
Can't do that.
Plan B.
Tie him up
Plan
and I
B.
can carry him over my shoulder, like he's gagged, and
And make him look like he's breathing and living.
I mean,
I can't do that.
Weekend at Borbor's.
just caravan over her shoulder.
well, if we can get Elith and Thrond to come with us to the king, sounds like they're the ones who,
Have some cool with the king,
yeah,
potentially.
Yeah.
Over just us random strangers.
yeah. I mean, I don't think we will be able to get an audience with the king by ourselves, but I'm saying if we talk to Elith first and let her, no, kind of, we're not going to tell her everything, but say,
Probably
Yeah.
should. If we do get to talk to the king, we probably ought to get some nicer clothes before we go see him. Princess was kind enough about that, but I think he might be a little more uptight. I don't know.
We can all
At
get
least,
matching shirts.
at least clean clothes.
I don't know about you guys, but I washed my clothes in the lake there.
I did too.
Yeah.
That's what I boiled in water for, so we can clean our clothes. Clean our armor.
I mean, we could get matching shirts with
That
our symbol painted on the front.
That's sad.
The sad faces in the snowflake.
We are all snowflakes here.
The HFCS. House of the Fellowship of the Chili Sad.
There
Yes.
is
Oh.
a house in Uthodurn. They call the chili sad. It's been the ruin of many a villain. And God, I know I'm one. All right.
All right, let's get it.
Well, that was a great lullaby.
Did y'all guys just
Yeah,
hear
that just kind of
Seemed like
came in out of nowhere.
I mean, after we get the shirts, all we do is we just hire some bards to go out and sing about it. Get them to sing that song. Do it at taverns.
We'll be a real house in no time.
Pretty sure that's how it works. You just shake it, you mate.
Hey. Well, it's been a long day to get here. I'm gonna probably hit the hay here, guys. I think I should meet up with Alice in the morning. It sounds like Wilfred has confirmed we can meet with her.
Good.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Yep.
So you guys head to bed, lay down for your second long rest, and probably you guys can replenish more your hit die.
Yeah, I should be back after those 2 nights rest.
Hit that or going, yes.
Yeah. You guys wake up. So,
Who ordered the alarm clock?
Oh, I did. Sorry about that.
Who ordered the wake up call? All right. Well, I guess we have a lot to do today.
Because we should make sure Balrog, do you think he should come with us?
I guess he has worried about
The Jezera,
The Jezera, yeah.
the large group of Jezera, which are supposedly a very big threat to
That's a good point.
very, very big. Yeah,
They are orcs moving about the borders.
yeah.
I'm
In
sure.
the time that we've been
There's
here
also-
and the time that I've lived in Uthodurn, how common is it to see orcs in the city? Just like as citizens or as trading people?
it's very rare. It's almost almost non-existent. You do get the impression from the way Alrog was treated at the entrance to Uthodurn that they may recognize him, right?
Okay.
But he's not. You guys arrived late, so it's like you arrived late
Yeah,
with a
there
ranger.
was no one really to
Right.
give dirty looks
Yeah.
by the time we got here.
Right. But it is exceedingly rare to see a orc in Uthodurn.
Well, I suppose I'll just let him know if we see him. We've got someone to talk to and some business to take care of, but yeah, I suppose we need to get you your. I need to go talk to the smith to see how much of that Zorhide I'll need. I don't want to take any more than I need to, so you can make your money.
Sure. I mean, I'll stay here and try and sell my. Like, I'm not really just looking to drop off my stuff and head out. this isn't really my kind of place, but just looking to make some coin. So I'll stay here if you need me.
Should we, should
I'll
we
be
just,
here.
yeah, should we just give you it as I guess we'll just give you your, go ahead and let you sell.
Sure, I appreciate that.
and
Yeah.
it's yours. And we'll come back and
Here's
see about
40
getting
pounds of the
something.
Azure hide. I think we'll keep the 20 pounds just to make sure Carrick has enough.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds fair.
I'm gonna get them 40 pounds of it and we'll keep 20 just to make sure Carrick seems like that'll be enough.
All right.
I mean, yeah,
That's
just,
a lot, so.
hey, yeah, we got you back safely. We brought you back to life. But if you wouldn't mind, I mean, maybe in the next day or two, if you wouldn't mind if we come to you and ask you for some help, we might need your testimony, I guess is the way to put that, about what happened.
Um. If it's all the same to you, I'd rather just sell my Jorhide and be on my way.
There might be
Yeah.
some gold in it for you.
How much?
It's up to you. If you're willing to kind of help us out, we can decide that later, but there could be some gold in for you.
All right. Well, I'll spend another night here. If you need me,
Yeah.
I'll be here.
All right. We'll let you know.
All
But
right.
here's the 40 pounds, and I really do hope you the best and hope this makes you some money. I'm glad that we were able to get you here safe.
Yeah. I'm very happy you guys showed up. Thank you, Carrick, for the healing potion. Thank you for the safe passage.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Let's go and see if we can find out what.
All right, so you guys go down to sort of the grand disc, and you see like sort of the fenced in area, and there you see Cyrenel and Ellis sort of standing there, sort of in fine attire, sort of dressed well, waiting for you guys.
Well,
Oh,
we're
we
back.
made it.
Hey,
Back.
guys, where'd you guys go?
House of the Fellowship of the Chili Sad business, you know.
Mm.
I'm part
Yeah,
of
I
the
guess that's-
Fellowship of the Chili's had. I was there when.
Yeah, that is what we came to talk about, though.
All right, what do you guys
Great.
need?
Yeah.
Maybe
We
we
should probably
should
find a
discuss
private place to
that.
talk.
Okay. Do you want to go to the Temple of Mordi and the Allhammer? We can go see Magnus again.
Sure.
All right, so you guys
If we
begin making.
can-
Yes.
It worked for me, I think.
Sure.
There weren't too many people out there being able to listen to us in it, so.
All right, so you guys head back up, making your way to this sort of like this large sort of walled, sort of with this white wall around, sort of a golden, sort of Greek-like temple, sort of in the middle of the Liber disc. You guys sort of arrive there, and you see sort of the different different acolytes sort of bowing down and praying to Mordi and the Allhammer. You see Magnus up there, sort of you're sort of giving a little sermon. He sees you guys and gives a knowing nod and a smile.
Well, I guess.
There's no other rooms besides his office area, was there?
So yeah, his sort of like room was sort of underneath the giant statue of Morty's name. Okay. So there's a sort of this giant statue of sort of like a dwarf handing with the hammer facing this way, and sort of got it between his legs and sort of underneath his feet, there's sort of like this giant sort of well, not giant, but there's this room, somewhat small, sort of the size of probably an office or so, underneath the statue. There are other rooms. They just you're not sure if they're private or not.
Magnus is in the middle of a.
Yeah, he's giving a sort of sermon. Yeah.
How many people are in the audience?
Probably like less than 25. Probably like 15 or so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Small crowd.
Wait for him to finish.
I don't think it really it matters. We can probably go back there. Shar waves to Magnus, and
All right.
Elith begins to make her way down.
All right, I guess we'll
Yeah,
follow.
probably.
You guys head in. So where'd you guys go?
It's a bit of a story. After our
Yeah.
meeting with Istria that night, her bodyguard Borbor came to visit us in our inn and gave us some information and a lead about the tumble carves, and we went to he gave us the name of one of their maids, one of their head maids, Agatha. We went and talked to her. She'd heard a rumor of a secret meeting taking place between Tom Bard and who knows, down in Earless. So we went to investigate. Didn't have much time because it was only 2 days off. So we hired a ranger to take us there quick, and we went and investigated that, and it was quite a thing. Want to give
Just kind of
some of these deals.
overview is there are many people here trying to overthrow the king and queen, to try to throw dissent within the ranks of the royal family here. Yeah,
I mean, look, I'm no fan of the tumble carves, but they're loyal enough, particularly to Simone Frunos, the queen. Are you sure?
This meeting that we were able to spy on, and through a little bit of magiciness, we were able to hear most everything that was said. This was between 4 very substantial groups. The tumble carves are only one of them. Among the others were a
the
large
Uttolot, Uttolot was there himself, the Jezerah orcs, and then a band of Dragonborn led by Wushia.
And they're, I believe, the cult of the caustic heart.
So I'm unfamiliar with the cult of the caustic heart or Wuxia. The Jezerah's orcs I've heard of. Obviously, the Glassblades wage war against them from time to time, but the Uttolots, of course, and the tumble carves. I guess there's makes some sense, but you said they're trying to overthrow the king and queen. I mean, I'm not supremely surprised that they're in league, but and I don't know anything really about the cult of caustic heart. Okay, and then
It's much bigger. This is what we've realized is that it's a much bigger plot than we had any idea. This Uthodurn is only one part of it. But it sounds like the tumble carves kind of been tasked, I suppose, with trying to turn opinion against the Talvi elves and eventually replace the queen with someone more
Subservient to her.
favorable to this group's interests. These orcs are supposedly gonna make war with Barovkra. The Uttolots trying to work.
It seems like these four groups want to influence a large amount of Wildmount itself. The whole,
Not
They're
just
getting
this isn't just about Uthodurn. This is about much, much more. They're trying to
their
control
influence.
export from Isocross to Malaya
Yeah.
Sea.
Everyone, so Angvor and Carrick, you guys make persuasion checks for me.
Persuasion. Brilliant.
13.
13, okay.
7.
Okay, all right. She stands there and she seems to be sort of thinking what you guys said. Looks over at Siren Else. Okay. She says, okay. So let's go back to the beginning of the story. How did you you said the bodyguard led you to the tumble cars?
Yes. He something in our in what we said reminded him of oh man, someone wanna fill in those details.
Well, I think a lot of it stems coming from the murder of the Lil Lutan. And
Okay.
that's where Borbor came to us from, is because after we had talked to Estrella about that, and that's kind of one of the reasons why we are here, because I'm from Pelbank, I've been living there for a while, and then this is where I met this group of adventurers, and Halil had been there for a while, and coming back from an adventure ourselves, she had sadly been murdered from what it sounded like, and there was a suspect, but we were very suspicious of that suspect ourselves. We met Borbor there and a few Dragonborns that were actually at this meeting, but coming down to Uthodurn here and talking with Estrella, after that evening, he came to us to let us know that there was a reason that we were suspecting the Tolviel and the families of Uthodurn to be kind of part of this murder of Halil, this conspiracy, because it sounds like Halil had seen, or somebody had found a robe with the Tolviel symbol on it, and Borbor came to us and said that was his robe. He was there at that time, and it wasn't his robe, but he had gotten ambushed by these Dragonborn, the Dragonborn that we saw at this meeting, and they took the robe from him to implicate the Tolviel family in this murder, to draw attention away from them, it sounds like. And so that is how we've come here. And then when Borbor came to us, he had some knowledge of a meeting from the tumble cars with, it sounded like just one other person or something it sounds like the tumble cars meet in Earlis on a monthly occasion at this point outside of the city for dealings is what it sounds like. And they were meeting here for imports and exports and goods, but it sounded like this was a more important meeting to us. So we decided to take a trip down there and spy on them. And what we found was frightening, to say the least. This is a great land to live in, but it sounds like these groups are here to take power, to rule with an iron fist.
Okay.
It sounds like the Dragonborn themselves, Wuxia, led by him, in this very temple, they want to throw this temple and burn it to the ground to bring up the temple to Tiamat. They want only worship.
This temple, the
Temple of, yeah, sorry, the Temple of Sarah. That's right.
Temple back in
Yeah.
not the news, of course.
Okay, so
But
you said that you originally were talking, and you obviously you came to me talking about a murder, right?
yes,
Where does the murder stand? What is the status of that? Is um,
well, we know for sure, for certain that it was not the suspect that's in custody.
okay.
They've currently held the execution on account of,
You telling, or you had
Just-
sent a message, I think,
yeah,
to,
I think the king actually, no,
you had sent a message once we were down at,
yeah,
to,
but they held it
Alderman.
off for the moment until we can bring back further evidence that it is not,
So you messaged Elro, right?
yes.
Okay.
I messaged Doro.
Um, okay. So Borbor can corroborate that the Dragonborn robbed him. Is that fair to say?
Sounds like jumped him, robbed him. That's a
Overpowered
very,
him.
yes, there were, I think he said, because when being from Pale Bank myself, we had gone to Islecross for a while on an adventure ourselves. We came back and I can tell you Pale Bank was distinctly different. It had been not taken over, but had a lot of new people were there. And I had not seen Dragonborn in Pale Bank ever, for my knowledge. And we saw four Dragonborn that were the same four Dragonborn that were at this meeting. And they tried to recruit my friend here, Gareth, Girthing, to be with their cause. I don't know much about that. He just told me that a little bit, but not much about it. But seeing Dragonborn there was very suspicious to me. I've never seen them there. They don't travel that far north, to my knowledge, very often. And Borbor, and there was a lot of royal family from the Uthodurn there to welcome back the professor.
Mhm.
That was around that time.
Okay. All right. So here's at this moment, sort of Magnus sort of opens the door and you hear Alistair gives him a look. He sort of like quickly closes the door. Alistair goes back to it. So here's what I think we should do. I think we should talk to Borbor. If he was robbed by so they have a cloak? Do they have a cloak? Because if he was robbed by the Dragonborn, he'll be able to corroborate that aspect of the story. And if there's a cloak that in some ways corroborates,
The cloak should still be in Pale Bank, right? Because that was where they found it. I mean,
No, they didn't find the cloak.
it was,
It was seen.
Mila saw it.
They
yes,
just saw it.
they saw the
Passing.
cloak. Yeah.
Who knows what they've done with the cloak? It's been,
Yeah,
okay. So
a while.
Borbor, we may be able to. So all the evidence you have so far is, besides everything you've seen and found out, which I don't trust you. I trust you. All you have is sort of Borbor's word that his cloak was stolen by these
So
Dragonborn.
we might
I
have more.
did overhear the Dragonborn talking while we were at this place in Eurylis. I did overhear the Dragonborns talking about the murder of Halil and how they silenced her.
Yes.
Okay.
He
So-
thinks it's right now.
So if you
I can't.
We could drop truth bombs.
As well, I overheard the whole meeting myself.
okay. So
You cast it. You're the only one that knows who cast it first.
But they would know if they failed, but they won't know anyone else.
yeah, so let's maybe we talk to Borbor and we try and convince Istria to allow us to have to sort of support us in getting an audience with the king and queen. You bring all the evidence you found out. Maybe there can be an investigation into the Dragonborn in Palebank. Maybe there can be an investigation into the Tumble Carves. They're not gonna, your word means something, obviously, but we're gonna need more than just your word.
What if we bring Magnus in here and he just sets up that little truce area? He's third party uninterested, sort of, at this point. He would have nothing to gain if we, if he says we are lying or not.
So you're saying Magnus? Yes.
Right?
I can cast the
Yeah.
spell.
There's something that we have that'll make people tell the truth. I feel like a better use would be to use that in investigating the tumble carves. Maybe not Tom Lard himself, but
I mean,
one of his troop. Have they come back yet?
I don't know. I don't keep tabs on the tumble carves coming and goings.
That's fair.
I do think probably there are truth serums that can be used. And if one of you is willing to drink a truth serum, that would go a long way.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I could potentially get everyone with the zone of truth.
Right, but correct me, Magnus, if the spell, but they don't know if you can still lie under the spell, right?
But I will be able to know if they failed
But how will they be able to know you were?
if I drink the serum.
Or you have some other person that's
Or
just
some-
casts a spell that doesn't know anything about anything else. Would have no reason to lie about it.
All this magic stuff seems very complicated.
I know, you cast Zone of Truth on us, and then Magnus casts Zone of Truth on you, and then somebody else casts Zone of Truth on Magnus.
Yes.
And we do it enough times,
Then you have.
then somebody would have to have failed it.
Perfect plan.
Like a Mobius strip of episode of truths.
Well, I mean, I am the one who overheard the whole meeting between the 4 groups. I have
That's right.
I have that
Also,
knowledge, and I'd be willing to drink that truth serum in front of anybody and recant as best I can.
All right.
We
Well,
also have other potential evidence.
unconventional.
I don't know how well you would feel about this, but there is a body that we could potentially
Speak with.
who was there, who
He was
One of the
Who was
Uttolot?
found on
discarded by a member of the Jezerat.
the Jezera, it sounds like, on the way out of Urlis.
Was it one of the Uttolots or was it one of the tumble cards?
There was a man.
I think he was a tumble card.
I think was it Tumble Card?
I didn't write it down.
I don't know.
I didn't write it down.
Jezerat. I found the Jezerat orc symbols around the place.
Oh no, we found a dead body of a dwarf in the city. From
Dwarf.
The dwarf. From the
Oh.
grunt.
Grunge.
But he was the guy who said he had to use the bathroom.
Yep.
I just remember that.
well, I will see what I can do. I think I think my friendship with Istria will go some way. If Borbor can confirm some details, I think that we can make a persuasive argument to Imathon and Simone. And I could get you an audience with the diarchy.
I think that'd be very good.
Could have you guys been in touch with anyone in Palebank? You guys probably know this Algrim sent you guys here, right? So
I've
can
been
he
in contact
confirm any
with
of this?
Elro.
What?
I've been in contact with Elro recently, but haven't.
Yeah, I mean, could Algrim confirm any of this?
He
Best
knows.
we could do is recount what we've told him. He's been up there. We've sent word to him. We sent word to him about the Dragonborn because we suspected they were dangerous. We're now
He was the one that.
sure that they're dangerous. But
As are all Dragonborn.
Worst.
Worst
Dangerous.
species ever.
The dangerous part, not the other part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, if Algrim or Elro or whoever could add anything, anything, that would add a lot. We have Borbor being robbed. We have a dead body that you could use. Magnus, you know the spell? And I know the spell. I wouldn't do it, but I know the spell. Okay, well, you can talk to the body. You guys can drink a truth serum, but just some evidence to go with. These are huge accusations you guys are levying against some very, I may not like the tumble carves personally, but they are important members of the Uthodurn society.
I understand.
I mean, the other thing we can do is just do nothing, and then we can go collect bets on what we think will happen, and we'll go get rich. And,
I'll take the over under.
yeah,
Make an intimidation check, or thing.
sure. If I can get any success with intimidation, probably not.
You're a big dude.
You're a big dude.
I do have.
For you.
I have whatever it's called.
Intimidation presence.
Oh, natural 20 for 23.
What was the intimidation? I didn't hear what you had said.
What I was talking about, or
Yeah.
I was saying we could just do nothing and go take bets about what's going to happen, and come out of this pretty rich.
So at this moment, she sort of like gestures to Magnus, and they sort of stand up, and she goes, they leave, and as they sort of leave, they start whispering to one another.
Just to let you know, we are a third party. I do not have any reasons to bring down any sort of government at this high. There's no reason for me to be doing this except to save
Status quo.
Yeah.
my friends.
We have no vested interest one way or another.
They begin whispering, and they sort of leave, head out the door.
Can I read their lips as they're walking out?
Yeah.
Does he-
Elith is saying, I basically, like, she's saying, it's risky, but I think we should do it.
We're gonna take the bets.
And then Magnus is like, this is all hearsay. I want to believe them too, but it's not necessarily advantageous. And then Ellis says, well, if they could just talk, get some physical evidence or talk to Algrim, that would really help. And they're going back and forth.
As we leave, I will ask Wilfred, could we give a truth serum to the dead body to make sure it doesn't lie? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if dead bodies can lie on that spell.
If
But I mean, that would be It's been kind of important to make sure that it's not lying.
I think truth serum actually has to have an active living body that be effective.
Yeah, well,
This spell just gives it enough to be able to speak some of its thoughts that I ask. Now that
yeah. Good
if
thought.
they do not think I'm a threat, they probably won't have a reason to lie, but yeah, this spell does not come with the greatest, or it has a few drawbacks with that they may be able to bypass the just saying the truth.
Well, in the meantime, unless anyone's got anything else to do, I'd like to go talk to this blacksmith.
All right. So you guys move out, you sort of shuffle out the six of you, and Cyrano sort of comes along behind. Tags along. I mean, I'm part of the fellowship, the House of the Fellowship of the Chili Sad too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So as you guys begin to leave Mordine's mantle, you guys head out. All of a sudden, a courier runs up to you, Carrick, and says, "Here, a letter to you from the Rangers Guild."
Oh, thank you. It's Jalen, I assume.
It's just a courier.
Oh no, you said a courier from the Rangers Guild.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hands it to you.
I'll toss him. I'll toss him 2 silver.
All right.
And I'll hold on to that.
All right. So he sort of they runs off.
We have, I guess now we just wait till we can get a meeting with Estria and the king.
In the meantime, it'd be good to talk to Frond and let him know how important the food trade is. Let him know that is really worth looking into.
Yeah, I mean,
Even if we can't implicate anyone, if we can if they can crack down on that, they'll be dealing a blow.
Also, I think some stuff has happened in, not Uthodurn, but Golgathir. I think some things have happened in Golgathir since we've been away.
what's going on?
Well, I need to contact Morgana and see. She gave me an update last night. Just said we needed to talk.
Yeah.
I'd like to go talk to blacksmith and see how much of the sword hide he needs.
Yeah.
All right, and somebody mentioned nicer clothes. Potentially,
For the king. Yeah.
if we do, we should wait to hear that we have an audience first before. we
Yeah,
wrap.
that's my thinking.
What was her name? Well, I guess on to
You want to go to the blacksmith, Thrawn, and I can
go meet.
go meet with Morgana at some point in the day.
All right. So Thrawn is up in the Volition Disc, as are the Rangers, if you're going to go visit them. The Anvil of Smeltborn, which is where the blacksmith was, Carrick. That is in the Liber Disc, which is where you are right now.
I figured that's a good place to start.
All right. Guys, head over there. And you see there is Umagor and Smellpoint out there, in the open air going ting, ting, ting. There's dealing in the back with operating the bellows. Ting, ting, ting.
Hello there.
Oh, ting. hello. Welcome back.
Carrick.
Carrick. You wanted you had the armor that wanted you need the Jorhide for.
Yeah. How much do you need, do you think?
Probably maybe 8 to 10 pounds. Not a ton.
All right. I'll go to Angvor and kind of reach in. Like
Excuse
enough.
me. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Oh wow, awesome. Yeah, I can. If you leave your armor with me, I can get this fixed up in probably 2 to 3 days. For probably only like 70 gold.
All right. Good deal. Yeah. All right.
All right,
It'll take a few minutes and take it off.
take it off. And he takes it and begins sort of inspecting it, looking at the damage. And sort of looking at it. Asks for a little bit more Jorhide. Maybe let's take like another pound or so. I just want to be safe. You guys have another pound?
Sure.
So you take it out and you give it to him. You negotiate back and forth, and then he begins to work you. But he assures you, "Oh yeah, I can definitely get this done. I'll send a courier to you guys. Where you guys staying?
Broken
The
stool.
broken stool.
Yeah, I'll send a courier to the Broken Stool when I finish this up.
Excellent. I appreciate it.
No problem at all.
I'll go ahead and you said it was 70 gold. I'll go ahead and give him 35.
35. Okay, excellent. Thank you. The rest of the 35, you'll pay upon completion.
Indeed.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much.
All right. That's one of our
Go back.
templates.
I'm gonna,
Go back in.
is there like a shop that deals in, looking for like a shop that just deals in items, rare items, magic items, something that kind of would have like
Okay.
items.
All right.
But
Make a perception check for me, please.
12.
12. Okay. So you pass a place called the Plexus Post, which is sort of it's got sort of mixed odds and ends. Maybe some magical goods there. It's sort of place where you find eclectic items.
I'm gonna walk in there.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. How can I help you? And there's sort of behind the door there is sort of an elven woman with sort of wide, sort of some wide shoulders and sort of long gray green sort of hair. Hello, how can I help you?
Just looking around, seeing your wares here, and possibly looking to get rid of a few of the antiquities I've taken up along my adventures here.
Okay, what do you have?
I reach into the bag and I pull out this ornate bowl.
All right. What does this do? She can step up.
This is just a very, very ornate bowl. I'm not completely sure, but I put some water in it once and said some magic words, and it's brought forth a fae, a water elemental. I don't have too much use for it at the moment, and it's just taking up space. I don't know what you could do for it, but I mean, it's a large bowl, but I don't know exactly the ins and outs of it, but I don't know what you would price this at, but I'd be willing to kind of maybe trade or sell this to you.
Okay, make a deception check.
Come on. It's still a 14.
14. Okay. looks at some more. I don't think I'll be needing this bowl today. Thank you,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. Do you have any wares here?
I have different odds and ends. If you guys need healing potions or there's different potions of invisibility or there's this red ring here.
What is this ring for?
It can implant dreams in someone's mind.
Wow. That's something that is very interesting to me. I don't know if I would, if you're wearing it, you can implant dreams into others' minds.
Yes.
Is that the ring of Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, it's called the Ring of Inception. You can put a dream inside a dream.
So in this dream, they dream that they're wearing the ring.
You bring it with you as you enter into the person's dream,
Okay.
and then
leave
you
behind.
can implant a dream in someone else's mind.
Jeez,
Well, that is a very interesting ring there you have.
you're no longer getting watched.
I feel like
You gotta bring like a special item so you can tell if it's in like a weighted die or like a top you can spare something like that. Yeah.
I don't necessarily know if I would need that item myself now, but this is very intriguing to me.
Oh well.
Appreciate for your time though.
Yeah. Well, appreciate your business.
Would I know of or be able to find any place, not a weapon shop, but more like maybe a museum, someplace that perhaps collects and displays rare or unique or magical artifacts, or a person who just collects magical artifacts?
So first thing, Aris will buy a healing potion from her.
If we're there too, I don't know if I have the money, but I'll try to buy it.
All right.
I do not have to go for a healing potion.
So as you go forward to get a healing potion, Aris says, "I got you guys. Don't worry about this." And he'll put down the money for another one. He has a lot of money, so he'll put down some money and put a potion of healing in your inventory, or thing.
Sweet, 'cause I have no money right now. I am also like technically wealthy in the D&D world, but I have no money. 90 gold's a lot for like a peasant.
Wow, I'm rich.
Hey, I have like 4 gold. I'm super rich.
I'm a king.
Alrighty.
Oh, Aris had another potion. All right. All right. Anything else you guys want to do with Pux's post?
Right, who's going to a different place.
Going to
No.
place.
No,
No. All right.
Can't
You guys begin to
forget.
make your way out.
that's wrong.
All right. You guys head up to the Volition disc.
Oh, and I was going to look for what I just said about if I know of a place that like collects, or a person who collects like magical artifacts or rare artifacts.
Okay, make a history check.
That's a 4.
For you think if there was somebody who did something like that, they'd probably be at the Vellum Steeple in the Grand Disc, but you didn't get on there very much, so you don't really know much about the Vellum Steeple from a previous history check. So but anyways, you guys start making your way
I guess
out.
we'll keep an eye out for Alrog. As we
Alright.
head up to the.
I'm gonna check to see if we are being followed by anyone.
All right, make a perception check. Wilfred, make a perception check for Alrog, Ben, or Derek.
22.
Hey, there's a
22.
good one.
So as you sort of like look around, you see this sort of dark-haired woman, human woman, with sort of like a streak of red in her hair a couple times.
I've seen her before, I think.
No, you saw a red-haired elf. This is a human
Okay.
woman
Okay.
that you haven't seen before. But you see her several times. Even you see her in the Libra. You saw her so as you guys came to the Grand Disc. You see her after you leave Morning's Mantle, and you see her as you enter in the Volition Disc another time. What'd you roll, Carrick?
30-20.
30-20. All right. So as you're doing it, you see Alrog there sort of negotiating with sort of the Anvil and Lightning over next door, and you see him sort of negotiating and sort of selling off the Azure hide. Thank you. That'll be 600 gold. Okay. Sort of negotiating back and forth.
Alrog.
Oh, hey. Yeah, I was just telling him about yeah.
We got the Zorhide that we needed. Still had about half of it left over, so
Oh,
make
awesome.
sure I get it back to you.
All right, thank you.
I'll hand him 5 pounds.
All right.
So I was already planning to make an insight or perception check to see if he gave him all of it.
All right, make a insight check. Make a deception
Insight.
check, Avor.
16.
16, all right.
16.
16, all right. So you know that he is not giving the whole.
I believe there was about 5 pounds more.
So Alrog just takes the 5 pounds and immediately sort of puts it down, and you sort of makes eye contact with the patron, and so he's not paying attention.
I said to Angvor,
I don't think he's paying attention either.
What'd you say?
so I think there was 5 pounds. 5
Oh, I
pounds
heard that
more
word.
than that.
I pulled out what I pulled out from the bag. You took out from the bag what you took out. I don't know what you took out. You just came in to take my bag, so I'm not sure what you
I
pulled
do.
out.
I know what I
What?
pulled out.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what you pulled out. So this is all I had that I pulled out. So
I will ask Alrog, how much do you charge for 15 pounds?
For 15 pounds, that would probably be
100.
I mean, yeah, probably more than that. Probably like 175 gold or so.
Insight check.
All right, make an insight check.
23.
23. He is telling the truth.
Yep.
Now, ARS has that much money.
Well, I was pulling out that gold to hand to him.
All right. ARS will sort of make eye contact with you, Carrick, and he will pay half of it.
All right.
So
Put down
you
85.
85, yeah. So that means that he has
He'll pay 90.
90, yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Getting this armor fixed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you guys saving my life back out there. So
Maybe see you around.
All right.
Keep on going.
All right. So you guys are heading up to the volition disc.
I think so.
All right. So you guys make your way up to the volition disc. Where are you guys heading?
To Thron,
Okay. So you're heading to the glass blade concern.
I suppose. Yeah,
All right.
that was my thinking anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So you guys head in and you see sort of like the training dummies out in front. You see the sort of the different sort of rows of glass blades out in front, sort of training and sort of like something out of the Disney's Mulan. And you see you see the
Like a man out of
so you see where you guys are going in.
I suppose so.
Right.
Look to Thron.
Right.
Yeah.
Make a perception check. Whoever's looking for Thron.
11.
11, right? All right.
9.
9. All right. So you guys look around. You guys don't see Thrawn anywhere. You sort of go in and there's that sort of like that's sort of like the officer's room where there's a fair number of officers sleeping. Peek your head in there. You don't see him in there.
Speak to one of the people out front, see if there's anybody in a relaxed, not kind of in the midst of a training place, but if there's like somebody on the side taking a rest. Hey, you know where Thrawn is?
I think he was I think he was investigating some suit dealings. I don't know exactly who signed him to it, but why?
We'll be back.
Probably nightfall at least. Maybe before that, I don't know.
All right. Not urgent.
Okay. Appreciate it.
All right.
Well, it looks like he's not going to be back for a little bit here, guys.
Well,
He's investigating the right things. Yeah, it sounds like he's investigating the suit.
Yeah.
yeah, food.
Guess now we wait.
Well, I do want to meet with Morgana.
Have you read the letter from
Yeah.
Jalen?
I was just gonna sit down at some point and read it. Yeah. Yeah, I guess now that we got some time, I'll just stand off the side and open up.
So you open it up and it says Civil War in Golgothir. Was unable to find blacksmith that was making armor. Had to return.
Well, shucks.
I think Morgana might have a little bit more information about that. I will send him do a sending.
Okay.
I am free to meet now. Where can we meet? W.
All right. W. Let's meet at the Tumbling Tankards. M.
Tumbling
Tumbling Tankards.
tumbling tankard. We passed that before, haven't we? Where is that? Okay.
I think you guys have gone there as well.
You've had drinks there.
Yeah.
I don't always remember places. All right. Y'all can come if you want. But I'm and the tumbling tankards
Sure.
meet. If you want a little bit more information on Golgothir.
I mean, we were pretty certain Civil War had broken out when we left, right?
An uprising at least.
Yeah, I mean, I guess more information doesn't hurt.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
guys head to the tumbling tankards.
Yes.
All right, so you guys head down to tumbling tankards. You guys head in. Look around. Don't see Morgana right away.
Sit down at a seat.
All right. Wait. So this sort of light skinned, sort of dirty blonde elf comes in that looks like Morgana in sort of her elvish form, her half elvish form. She comes and sits down. Looks at you, Wilfred. She just begins talking. Things have gotten much, much worse in Golgothir. The mind flayers that took over, they are purging political enemies. Galen has been in contact. He was able to retrieve that griffin you guys went down there with. He's been keeping it safe.
The Chads will have to fight for a place on this team.
But I think if we were able to throw our weight behind Lady Andragora and her faction, we could potentially tip the scales in the Civil War and be able to rescue Galen and maybe bring Chad out, or that was the name of the griffin, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think there would be a lot of gold, and if you guys don't want gold, other things. If you guys chose the right side.
Well, if we choose the winning side,
Right.
have they been able to make any cover or any ground?
So when I first left, it sounded like things were pretty well under the power of Atar and his mind flayers, Atar and Asgath and the others. Now it seems like a rebel faction has risen up that controls some of the outskirts of Golgothir, and the mind flayers have been severely weakened by the Slad, who have attempted to exploit the conflict.
3 sides in this civil war.
Why not make it 4?
Yeah, it's very tempting. I just hate to leave what we're doing here unresolved, but at the same time, I suppose this is a huge plot. We're not going to get to the bottom of it in a week.
I mean, we could honestly go in. What I would recommend doing is, I think there's an opportunity to rescue Lady Andragora, and Galen, and maybe the Griffin, and get them out of Golgothir. We don't have to.
Let's not be too crazy. We don't have to try to risk ourselves for the Griffin here. I mean,
I don't think we need to turn the tide of the Civil War, but we can potentially rescue Lady Andragora at least and bring her here. I'm sure she would reward you guys handsomely.
yeah, that'd be something.
Ooh,
What kind of timetable would that need to be?
Quick.
I mean, probably we could go get in and get out. I mean, it would take, it's about a 2-ish day journey. Outside, that is what I said, right? Before 2 days.
Something like that,
yeah,
yeah.
because I think we were about halfway there when we left.
Mhm.
To,
All right, so we went from where we think here.
Yeah. All of your Uthodurn.
How many days until Mila's execution?
Golly.
They did say that they delayed it a little bit, right? Or that they were planning on delaying it.
So Elro said, so what you said, you sent something, so you sent, Elro asked you a question, you were out of sending spells and you never replied.
Right.
That's where we left off that conversation. So, so basically you said that you had evidence and he said, bring that the Dragonborn responsible, he said, bring evidence. And then
And I asked about speak with dead.
right,
the
yeah,
body.
you asked where the body of Luthien was.
I guess I need to contact Delro again about that, but the original date was what, 2 weeks from now? Something like that?
So it was about like
Month and a
5-ish weeks, right? From when you guys left Palebank. It took you guys about like a little over 10 days to get to Uthodurn.
Mhm.
You guys used up, a couple days here. So I'll say a week between travel to Earlus, to and from Earlus, and also in Uthodurn. So weekish. So it's a couple weeks away, probably. I would say. I'll say just under 2 weeks.
Well,
Yeah,
if y'all are up for it, maybe wait until I get my armor patched up. Maybe take a couple days.
I don't know when we're gonna be talking with the king, but I think we definitely need to be here when
He's available,
he's available.
which might be that might give time for your armor there, Carrie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if this is a war that's going on, that's sometimes they last a while, I guess.
Most of the time.
It's
But
only been
things
about a
change
week since we left, so it's clearly advancing pretty quickly.
Well, in this point, Morgana speaks up. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's that the war is advancing or if just we have confirmation that Andragora escaped the original sort of coup. If that makes sense.
Okay.
It sounds like hiding somewhere safe.
Yeah.
Well, I think we would need to stay here to explain our story to the king, because if this passes fast, he's going to want to speak to us.
Yeah.
Also, if they wouldn't step back and thought, or the people that are being overthrown, were they bad people?
Yeah.
Like, is it a good thing maybe some of them are getting overthrown?
It's my thought is it's not our place at some point. This is not our kingdom.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not our war.
From a moral perspective, I'm not really taking sides. I prefer, that. I don't know much about these mind playing guys, but they seem very ill intended. I don't know. They don't rub me the right way. Not that I'm an expert, but I'm at least in favor of order, not, outright subjugation.
Who's to say that they don't bring order?
Yeah.
Who's to say they don't bring chaos?
But
None of us.
there's also, being quite frank, there's also the fact of it's going to pay well, probably.
I'm all in it for the gold. Don't get me wrong. I could care less about the.
I'm not so sure one side or the other is necessarily better.
Exactly. We're not here to decide politics and government. That's above us and it's above me. I'm here to play the game to win.
Yeah.
Win D&D.
To get gold. To win a life of luxury. And
I
advance.
at least think that Andragora is more likely to
CCI.
to give us favor than any of these mind flayers.
Again, we never came back to the city after we saved one of the mind flayers ourselves.
That's true. That's
I
true.
told everybody that, and our group, our party saved the mind flayer's life. We don't know what they would do to us. Again, this is not our world. If they want to overthrow Golgothir, that's on them. But what they do to us, because we rescued one of their leaders from almost certain perishment, almost certain death. We don't know what reception we would have.
Yeah.
We could be welcomed with more gold from the mind flayers, more riches.
This seems riskier to me. I'm more inclined to trust Andragora.
Plus, with the mind flayers, there's like no faking them out, right? Like we go in there and saying one thing but intending another.
I'm not really sure how mind flayers operate myself. All I know is the one we met was in dire need, and we took care of a few slad that were back there. I mean, I'm all for rescuing Lady Andragora as well. Just, I mean, it seems like a generous reward is upon us. But at the moment, I think we're in the midst of communications within Uthodurn at the time. It sounds like Lady Andragora, if I'm not wrong here, Morgana is safe in hideout somewhere, at least for now.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like the king might want to have a word with us sooner rather than later, if all possible.
Even hears.
Yeah.
I might hear people come in slandering name of one of his houses.
It may be worth getting the opinion of the king. If we have audience with him, and if it seems appropriate, getting his opinion on the Civil War and what side he would be in favor of. Because if we're able to give support to one side or the other, even regardless of who's better, might get us favor with Uthodurn in a roundabout way.
Do we know? Do we know what the relationship is between Uthodurn and Golgothir? Are they like somewhat?
I think they don't. It sounds like
Don't really talk.
there's not much between them. They've fought before, and they've tried to reach agreements before, but nothing's ever really lasted. That's what I've heard.
So rescuing her wouldn't necessarily buy us any clout with Uthodurn necessary. You know, it wouldn't be like we're coming in saving their ally and buying.
Sure, but it might be favorable. It might be favorable over letting the mind flayers have free
Mind
reign,
flayers.
because who knows?
Yeah.
At least, at the very least, Andragora seems content with her own kingdom down there. The mind flayers in charge, who knows what they might be planning. They might try to go beyond Golgothir, try to reach Uthodurn, try to reach the surface. Mandragora at least has her kingdom and seems content with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's true. So I guess we got a choice then.
I mean, we need to stay here.
I say
for
we
now.
stay here until
We hear something from Lith or Israel about maybe a meeting with the king. I mean, we need to be around for that. In case that happens now, immediately within the next day or so.
And I guess there's not much evidence we can gather. You know, maybe there's a food dealer that would know something, but how are we gonna find a food dealer?
Frond.
But then again, I'm sure a lot of these houses have connections, sort of, you know, seedy connections. They're just kind of overlooked and not a big deal necessarily.
This is what happens within the higher ranks within any city.
The money flows and they kind of just look the other way.
Yes.
Morgana also pulls out some Jorhide.
Doing.
She hands it to you, Carrick, and she says, "Here, I thought you needed this for your armor, right?"
You're muted.
You're muted.
Carrick's trying to speak, but his words just don't come out.
Sorry. A little mute there for a second. We ran into a merchant of Jorhide and Barofka on the way up, and was able to buy some from him.
Oh well.
But
He
I
actually gave
appreciate
it
it.
to us. But
Still bought it.
somebody
Might be,
chose to pay
might
for it
be.
for some reason.
How much is it?
It's probably about 3 pounds of Jorhide.
3 pounds.
3 pounds, yeah.
It sounds like it sells for a decent amount. You could probably make a good buck.
All right, well, just looking out for a friend of Wilfred's.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It means a lot. You wouldn't by any chance know of anywhere in Uthodurn that might be interested in less savory magical items, more as a collection, not so much to utilize. Got this axe that I keep trying to get rid of, but it's not really something that I
Yeah, I bet
used.
the people at the Vellum steeple might want it. Particularly
Seen that place from the distance. I don't know if I've ever been close to it or.
I mean, I think Scribe Warden Resia Uvesic. I mean, all right. So wait, you said less savory, right?
It's technically cursed, from what I can tell.
But it's not like,
It's not gonna hurt anyone on its own.
yeah. I mean, but so like,
I
if
guess-
somebody was interested in researching it, I mean, that they would probably take. Here's why I'm saying this. They would probably take something that is, maybe not suitable for everyday use, in order to research it, right? If it's something that's going to summon an elder demon or something like that, that's not gonna
from
fly,
what I
but-
can tell.
I mean, do we know what it does?
I mean, I've got a general idea, but
I mean, I'm somewhat strong. I can try it out.
well, I mean, I'm strong enough physically.
There's a beam here.
The strength of will, but I'm not sure I have. There's just something about it that kind of,
Yeah, me.
think about fighting with it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think maybe. I mean, if the Scribe Warden doesn't know, won't take it herself, she'll know somebody who will. So
No, it's good to know. And not, someone trustworthy, someone who's not gonna intentionally misuse it. That's why it's been so hard for me to sell, because I'm not sure who is a good idea to sell it to.
okay, yeah. I mean, I think if you ask the people at the Vellum Steeple, they'll probably know.
And if you blessed it, would that get rid of the curse? Isn't that a thing?
I do. I can learn the spell remove curse, but it doesn't affect objects. It just removes, just breaks the link
So
between.
then if
owner
I
and
got
object.
cursed.
I don't know if it would work on you.
Yeah, I'm too much of an object to do that. Just all muscle.
Right.
That's definitely where I was going with that.
I'm a person too, you know.
No.
So Morgana asked, Wilfred, what'd you guys learn in Earlus?
I'll look around and see if anyone's listening.
Make a perception check.
Well, what didn't we learn?
Natural 18 for 23.
23. All right. So you get the impression that yes, I mean, if you talk about it here, people will hear. There's people. I mean, again, it is sort of like it's afternoon, so it's not like late. So it isn't dinner time, so it's not full. But there are patrons here. There are serving people. There is the innkeeper and stuff like that. So
Is there a human woman there? Or is she not?
There is a human woman.
oh yes.
The one with red hair.
So you look
Right,
around,
people are
and you do catch a glimpse of the human woman sort of leaning in the doorway for a little bit, and she sort of turns and goes.
That may be better suited in a little bit more private place.
Okay. So you guys go. Morgana pays for a room. You guys go all head up.
And you could also just make a distraction here, I bet you if you like chuck your tankard over there, somebody would, nobody would listen to that after that.
Make those that aren't listening listen.
All right. So you guys head up to the room that Morgana is renting here. So what'd you find out, Will?
There's a meeting between 4 groups. Some dragonborns of the follower of Tiamat. The Uttolots, tumble cars, and the Jezerites. That was it. Yeah, I was trying to think.
And the
Those
orcs.
are the orcs. Jezerite orcs.
Baroons.
Barufka. They were meeting about overthrowing rulers and setting up their own. But another thing we have to be worried about is the Dragonborns have plans for. Does the temple specifically have a name, or is it just the Temple of Valuth?
I don't think we gave it a name.
I didn't give it a name.
Yeah.
The
Sanctum of Sarenrae.
Sanctum of Sarenrae. There's a. You remember the history of it?
I do. What particularly are you referring to?
What it was beforehand, before it became a Sanctum of Sarenrae.
When it was destroyed, or when it was the temple
Not when I
before?
burned it, not before I burned it down, but before that.
No, I know. I'm talking about before there was a destroyed temple that Temple of Sarenrae was built on, right?
Yeah. Yes. It was a Temple of Tiamat.
It was Temple of Tiamat.
From what I thought you told me that. I thought that's how I figured it out or learned about it. Or is that
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah.
one of those days that you were teaching me about?
No, I mean,
What an
yeah.
argument.
I just So I'm just trying to put
the-
the pieces together in
The
my brain.
Dragonborns plan on resurrecting that temple again.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't,
Well,
I haven't let
Jorah, have you talked to Jorah? Have you let her know?
I haven't yet. But I've been
You should do that.
let her send something today.
All right.
A few things have been on my mind since that day, since we learned about that.
I understand, but you know her brother is in Uthodurn.
Jorah's brother?
Axodaris, yeah.
I don't think I recall that. I wonder if he could help us here.
Potentially. I mean, he is a member of the Cobalt Soul, so he might have some of the weight to give credence to your story.
Let me write this down. What was his name again?
Axodaris, Axidares, Axodaris.
Alright. I'll let that might actually help swing a little bit of weight around. Yeah. And now I'm gonna actually I'll do that now. I'll cast sending the priestess Jorah. Jorah, it's Will. Learned that Dragonborns of Tiamat are attempting to resurrect the destroyed temple. Be warned.
Oh, Will, it's so good to hear from you again. How is everything in Palebank Village? We miss you here. We'll be on the lookout for Dragonborn.
I'll send my last one. It's crazy. I've been in it's crazy. I've done some traveling. I'm in Uthodurn now. Maybe I can I'm in Uthodurn now. Lots of stuff is happening.
Wow, Uthodurn. Your parents be so proud of you, Will. What happened to the temple in Palebank? Yep, yeah, you don't have any spells left. Yeah.
He's dead. Oh no.
This always happens. I always have energy to do more sending, and I always get left on a cliffhanger.
Was Jorah?
She was as crazy as ever.
Wasn't on
Excited.
Oh, okay. Well, she is wise, so I'm sure she'll know what to do with the information. Xenotros,
Yeah, just anyone.
Valkyriel, they're all.
She learns power word kill.
So as you guys, yeah. Okay.
Just one wish left.
Yeah.
All Dragonborn are gone.
You cast the wish spell.
With a snap like that, all Dragonborns are
Dragonborn was never a race.
Yeah.
Ever.
Start fading away.
I don't want to go.
Mr. Stark.
I'm scared.
I don't feel so good.
Did we just lose?
All right.
Alrighty, well,
Well, it's kind of the basics of what happened down there. Sounds like you're talking about somebody up here who might be able to,
Yeah,
this Axidaries.
he might actually be able to help us. He's a brother of Priestess Dora. Um,
Quick sidebar. So remember when I said Princess Dora? I wrote Princess Dora in my notes. That's why I had Princess. That's why I said
she could be a princess. I don't know.
it.
She could have lived another life where she was a princess. Priestess. I didn't put that much thought into her backstory.
Do we know where he's at in Uthodurn? Morgana?
Probably the Vellum steeple, but I honestly don't know.
I feel like
We've heard the name already.
You said he was a member of the Cobalt Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Valence people? Or is that?
No, the Cobalt Soul is associated with the city of Zadash, mostly in the Dwendalian Empire. Have you been to the Dwendalian Empire, Will?
I never stepped foot that direction before.
Well, you guys seem to have traveled far. Golgathier, Isocross, Earlus, Uthodurn, Palebank.
It's crazy when there's stuff happening.
Sure.
Adventures afoot.
Do you know if there's a branch here of the Cobalt Soul?
There's no.
well, if he's big enough, we could probably just find him by asking around a couple people.
The Valen Steeple. I mean, if we
Sounds
need
like our next step.
Well, we're
We might
still
be
in, yeah, I mean, while we wait on Elith or Estrella to contact us, with the possible audience with the king, I mean, we might as well find other people who could help corroborate and be
Multiple,
sources. I don't know who this Axidaris is and what he could bring to us, but if you say he could help out, that's, I mean,
No. Member of the Cobalt Soul.
Mhm.
He's. Do I know anything about the Cobalt Soul?
Make
I've never
a
been in since I've never been in.
was a dash.
make a history check. Anyway.
Wow. 15 plus 0. So 15.
15. Okay. You know that the Cobalt Soul is associated with the Dwendalian Empire. Ingvar and Carrick make history checks as well. You know that they're that they have a headquarters, and you knew that they had a headquarters in Zadash. You know that they are associated with learning and all these things, but you don't know a ton about them outside of sort of what you've heard. What Carrick and Ingvar, would you guys 10? Okay. So you know less than he does. You however, Ingvar, you can contribute. Sorry. That you do know that there is an archive in Port Damali.
Of the Cobalt Soul.
Yeah, so the Cobalt Soul.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of them. I've heard of the name before out in the Nazari coast. I've traveled up and down, and Denali, I know that there is an archive of the Cobalt Soul with information about them. Not so sure exactly what they are, but I've heard the archive there. So, I mean, that could be a place to find out more information about them, but I personally, I have not seen the archive. I've heard of it.
You also, Wilfred, you also know that they worship the knowing mistress Ayun. So
Alright.
Ayun is IOUN.
Yeah. The knowledge mistress.
I owe you.
And
IOUN.
So IOU in amount is in a variable here to lead us on.
Yeah. You gotta pick what it is.
N plus 1.
I would ask Carrick if he knew, since he's lived here, does he know if he knows of any iron temples?
I think it's gonna-
Yeah, that's why he not doing any character.
Yeah.
He's got a -1 on history. Right?
I can roll.
Find
for
out the
him.
history of. No,
Although it might not be history of
it's just if you.
what's currently in the city.
Yeah. I just might just get a general knowledge check.
Yeah.
It's just
Um,
Just.
oh, he rolled a 3 on his history check when I rolled for him. So, he's like, I don't know.
Someone around here would probably know if there's a temple.
Yeah, Magnus may know, but he's back the other direction.
Maybe even just the bartender will know.
Probably the bartenders usually know a lot of things.
They would hear a lot.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Hmm.
Excuse me.
Well, what do we do now? We just
Well, I know
midday, like,
I mean, it sounds like Axodaris is at the Bell and Steeple. I mean, we could head down that
we
way.
could try to find him there.
Sounds like that place would also definitely know if there's what temples are in the city.
Yeah.
If any place would know.
Yeah.
Well, let's head
Guess
down there.
now, yeah, I guess now we just go
Alright.
do stuff.
So as you guys head out the room, and you guys sort of leave the inn, and you guys begin to make your way where? Where are you guys going?
The Bell and Steeple, I think, to try and find Axodaris, this guy.
Okay. So as you guys are
North.
making yeah, so as you guys begin to make your way down towards the Grand Disc, which is where the vellum steeple is, all of a sudden you guys see this sort of this column of soldiers sort of dressed in this sort of like white sort of armor that doesn't have any reflection. They sort of march in perfect file. They all sort of march down towards you. Halt! Aorus Eldrin! We are the Pallid Guard. We have come to bring you back to the Pallid Grove. You are being court-martialed.
Mm.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Fireball.
Fireball.
Darkness. Elder's Blast.
Run,
Suggestion.
Quick.
Suggestion: fall on your own sword. What?
Oh, Carrick's all by himself now, and we left him. Oh, wait, Carrick, where'd you? Oh, no.
What did I miss?
Well,
Nothing.
you're being kidnapped. So
Nothing.
Yeah, you rolled 3 death saves already,
I put a
so.
disguise on you to make you look like ARS, and they're kidnapping you right now. So, well, no, ARS. We're heading down to the Bell and Steeple, and ARS is getting kidnapped essentially.
Yep, he's getting court-martialed by the Pallid Grove.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's where we're gonna end this